Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. We're going to learn about Emperor Hirohito's life in a simple and easy to understand way, perfect for practicing your English listening. Birth, childhood and family. Emperor Hirohito was born on April 29, 1901, in Tokyo, Japan. He was the first son of Crown Prince Yoshihito and Crown Princess Sadako. Hirohito was born into the Japanese imperial family, which claimed to be the oldest continuous hereditary monarchy in the world. His grandfather, Emperor Meiji, ruled Japan at the time of his birth. As a young child, Hirohito did not live with his parents. This was common for Japanese royal children. Instead, he was raised by a retired military officer named Count Kawamura Sumiyoshi. Hirohito had three younger brothers, Princes Yasuhito, Nobuhito, and Takahito. In 1912, when Hirohito was just 11 years old, his grandfather Emperor Meiji died. Hirohito's father became Emperor Taisho. This made young Hirohito the crown prince of Japan. From this moment, his education became even more important. He was being prepared to one day become emperor himself. Hirohito was a quiet and serious child. He showed great interest in marine biology from an early age. This passion for studying sea creatures would remain with him throughout his life. He was also taught traditional Japanese values and the importance of his future role. Education and formation. Crown Prince Hirohito received an elite education designed specifically for a future emperor. From 1908 to 1914, he attended the Peer School in Tokyo. This school was created for children of the Japanese nobility. Here he studied various subjects including Japanese history, ethics, and mathematics. In 1914, Hirohito entered a special institute created just for him called the Crown Prince's Institute. His teachers were the best scholars in Japan. He studied science, Japanese literature, English, French, and military tactics. His education emphasized both traditional Japanese values and modern Western knowledge. Unlike previous Japanese emperors, Hirohito also received military training. He joined the army as a colonel and the navy as a captain. This military education was considered essential for the future leader of Japan. In 1921, Hirohito became the first Japanese crown prince to travel abroad. He spent 6 months touring Europe, visiting the United Kingdom, France, Italy, Belgium, and the Netherlands. This journey broadened his perspective and exposed him to Western culture and political systems. Early professional career. Hirohito's professional life began earlier than expected. In 1921, while he was still crown prince, his father Emperor Taisho became seriously ill. Hirohito was appointed regent of Japan at just 20 years old. This meant he performed most of the emperor's duties while his father remained the official ruler. As regent, Hirohito attended important government meetings and ceremonies. He represented Japan in official functions. During this period, Japan was developing as a modern nation with a constitutional monarchy. However, the military was gaining more influence in government affairs. On December 25, 1926, Emperor Taisho died, and Hirohito officially became the 124th Emperor of Japan. He took the reign name Showa, which means enlightened peace. This began what would be the longest reign in Japanese history. In his early years as emperor, Hirohito tried to support democratic institutions. He worked with elected officials and respected the constitutional system. However, the military and nationalist groups were becoming more powerful. By the early 1930s, these forces were pushing Japan toward expansion and militarism. Personal life and relationships. In January 1924, Crown Prince Hirohito married Princess Nagako Kuni. She was the daughter of Prince Kuniyoshi Kuni, a member of Japan's imperial family. Their marriage was arranged following traditional imperial customs. The couple would remain married for 64 years until Hirohito's death. Emperor Hirohito and Empress Nagako had 7 children, 5 daughters and 2 sons. Their first child, Princess Teru, was born in 1925. Their first son and heir, Akihito, was born in 1933. Raising their children, the imperial couple tried to balance traditional values with more modern approaches. Despite his formal public image, Hirohito was described as a devoted family man. He spent time with his children when possible, though imperial duties limited these moments. The emperor maintained a simple personal lifestyle. He preferred plain food and modest surroundings, despite his royal status. Hirohito's greatest personal passion was marine biology. He built a laboratory in the imperial palace where he conducted research on marine organisms. He published several scientific papers on hydrozoa, small marine creatures. This scientific work provided him with a personal escape from the pressures of his imperial role. Major achievements and contributions. Emperor Hirohito's reign spanned 62 years, from 1926 to 1989. His most significant achievement was guiding Japan through its most dramatic transformation. He oversaw Japan's journey from militarism to defeat, and then to peaceful democracy and economic success. During the early Showa period, Japan expanded its empire in Asia. The country occupied Manchuria in 1931 and entered full-scale war with China in 1937. In 1940, Japan joined Nazi Germany and Fascist Italy in the Tripartite Pact. On December 7, 1941, Japanese forces attacked Pearl Harbor, bringing the United States into World War II. Hirohito's most crucial decision came in August 1945. After atomic bombs were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, he broke with tradition and directly intervened to end the war. On August 15, 1945, the Japanese people heard their emperor's voice for the first time in a radio broadcast announcing Japan's surrender. After the war, Hirohito made another historic contribution. He renounced his divine status and became a symbol of the state under Japan's new constitution. This dramatic change helped Japan transition to democracy. He traveled throughout Japan, connecting with ordinary citizens in ways no emperor had before. During the post-war period, Hirohito supported Japan's economic recovery. He encouraged scientific research and international cooperation. He became a symbol of Japan's peaceful development and helped restore Japan's international relationships through state visits. Challenges and obstacles overcome. Emperor Hirohito faced enormous challenges throughout his reign. In the 1930s, he struggled with the growing power of military leaders who pushed Japan toward war. His constitutional role limited his ability to oppose these forces directly. This created a difficult position as Japan moved toward conflict. The greatest challenge came with Japan's defeat in World War II. The country was devastated, with major cities destroyed by bombing. Millions of Japanese soldiers and civilians had died. The emperor had to guide a nation facing occupation, hunger, and profound national trauma. After the war, many Allied leaders wanted Hirohito to be tried as a war criminal. His role during the war remained controversial. However, American occupation authorities, led by General Douglas MacArthur, decided to keep Hirohito as emperor to help stabilize Japan. Hirohito had to reinvent himself and the imperial institution. He transformed from a divine ruler to a constitutional monarch. This required him to accept dramatic limitations on his power and status. He also had to help the Japanese people accept defeat and embrace democratic values. In his later years, Hirohito faced health challenges but continued his duties. He worked to rebuild Japan's international relationships despite lingering resentment from countries that had suffered under Japanese occupation. Legacy and impact on the world. Emperor Hirohito left a complex legacy that continues to be debated. His reign, the Showa era, saw Japan's most dramatic transformation. He presided over both Japan's militaristic expansion and its remarkable peaceful reconstruction. Hirohito's decision to surrender in 1945 saved countless lives that would have been lost in a continued war. His acceptance of Japan's new democratic constitution helped create a stable, peaceful nation. Under his symbolic leadership, Japan rebuilt itself into an economic powerhouse. In scientific circles, Hirohito is remembered for his contributions to marine biology. He discovered several new species of hydrozoa. His research papers are still cited by scientists today. This scholarly work showed a different side of the emperor. When Hirohito died on January 7, 1989, Japan entered a new era. His son Akihito became emperor, continuing the world's oldest hereditary monarchy. Hirohito's funeral was attended by representatives from 163 countries, showing his international importance. Today, historians continue to debate Hirohito's wartime role and responsibility. However, most agree that his post-war transformation helped Japan become a peaceful, democratic nation. His long reign connects modern Japan to its imperial past while symbolizing its dramatic evolution. Emperor Hirohito's life journey reflects Japan's remarkable transformation during the 20th century. From a divine emperor to a constitutional monarch, he adapted to enormous changes with dignity and purpose. His story teaches us about resilience and the ability to change with the times. As we reflect on his 87 years of life and 62-year reign, we see how one person can witness and participate in profound historical transformations.